from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hey there. I am Nicole. It's wonderful to meet you. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So today's video is for something that I have had sitting on my SD card for quite a while. I have the Fall Creams collection by Holo Taco. I was very hesitant to pick up Holo Taco. I wouldn't call myself an indie snob per se, but I just gravitate towards handmade indie brands. That just tends to be my jam. And brands outside of indies, I tend to gravitate more towards like China Glaze, Orly, Zoya. Those tend to be the brands that I gravitate towards outside of indies. I don't do a lot of boutique brands other than like Island & P. I think that's the only boutique brand that I buy from on a semi-regular basis. Anyway, I just thought the price point was a little bit on the spendy side for creams and toppers. So I know Christine of Simply Nailogical has a lot of loyal fans. I don't want y'all coming for me, okay? I don't have any issues with Christine. I love nail polish. I purchased nail polish. I'm going to talk about nail polish. This is not a Holo Taco bashing video. This is not a Simply Nailogical bashing video. I've got no issues with Simply Nailogical. Her cats are adorable. So Holo Taco polishes are vegan, cruelty-free, made in the USA. They're in 12 ml bottles. And the price point for all of them, I believe, is $13. I think the linear holographics are $14. So if you would like to hear my thoughts on the Holo Taco Creme collection, stay tuned. First up, we have Bring Me The Teal. The brand describes this one as a deep teal creme polish. Bring Me The Teal had an amazing formula. It was applied just buttery smooth, zero application issues. I would say it is slightly on the thicker side. If you are familiar with indie creme polishes, this is that similar thickness to the more opaque ones. It is basically opaque in one coat. You can definitely get it with one. I am showing it here in 2 coats. I found the color for this one is definitely like a true dark teal. I found it didn't lean blue or green. This shot here, you're seeing it in natural lighting. I think it was like in the late afternoon maybe, so the sun was very yellow, so it is leaning a little bit green in that lighting. But I found just in my normal lighting around my house, it was just definitely just like a teal polish. So this one is super pigmented. I would suggest doubling up on base coat if your nails are prone to staining. I did have just a little bit of staining towards the tips of my nails. As I mentioned, this one was a 1 coater on me, but I am swatching it here in 2 coats. Dried down decently glossy, but as always, my swatch photos do include top coat. Next up is Butterscotch Hop. The brand describes this one as a cheery marigold shade that is a bright butterscotch. Butterscotch Hop had a fantastic formula. I was extremely impressed by this polish. Yellows are notorious for being very finicky and difficult to work with, but I found this one was really, really great. It did feel slightly on the thicker side, but again, around what I come to expect for more opaque creme polishes. This self-leveled like a dream. I found in person the shade of yellow is somewhere between like a marigold and like a Winnie the Pooh yellow shade. So this one is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own application and thickness in coats. I swatched it on my middle nail in 2 coats, but I think my pointer finger needed a 3rd coat. No issues with staining. Obviously removal will be very easy. Next up is Gold Flake Taco. I'm not sure if this is actually part of the collection or if it was just released at the same time as the collection. It came in the collection box that I got, so I'm just going to call it part of the collection. So the brand describes this one as a gold flaky top coat. So I found this one had a really great formula. The flakes all spread out very evenly and easily on their own. They are very thin, so they will not dry down textured or be difficult to remove. They will be on the messy side if you try to scrub them off. So I found for the colors that I have quite a few gold flake toppers, so I'm going to bring in comparisons in a second. This one isn't exactly like any of the ones that I have personally owned. I thought it was really beautiful. I wasn't super wowed by it, but I thought it was really pretty, if that makes any sense at all. So I swatched this one in 1 coat over Bring Me The Teal. These look really cool matte. Alrighty, so I wanted to do a comparison between all of the gold flake toppers that I have in my collection. I tried to go for ones that were just gold flakes. I picked up 2 that had a little bit extra added, but essentially they're all gold flake toppers. So we have Sweet and Sour Lacquer's gold here on the end. Next up is Zoya's 18 karat gold Gilty. Next up in the middle, we have Geeky Bee's Nail Colors with I Can't Make Her Real. And next we have Holo Taco at the end. And all the way on the end, we have Glam Polish's Pocketful of Rainbows. Also on my swatch calendar, ignore that. So personally, I am seeing a difference between all of them. I don't think any of these are really dupes. You can really see the Sweet and Sour Lacquer is a very dense, flaky topper. It does build up for full coverage. I think this is the only one out of all of these that actually do build up for full coverage. I think it's worth it having all of them depending on what you want to go for. Let me know what you guys think. Next up is Tea Hibiscus. This polish is described as a muted magenta creme polish. Tea Hibiscus also had a fantastic formula. Color-wise, this was the one that I was most excited about just based on my own personal preferences. This one applied buttery smooth, no application issues. I found the base color is like a slightly muted fuchsia. It's bright, but it's also kind of muted to fit like the fall season. Obviously, you can wear all of these polishes all year round. I likely will. This had really great coverage. It self-leveled perfectly. I used 2 coats for my photos. It was slightly on the thicker side as well. This one does dry down a little bit flat, so you will want top coat for a glossy finish. I found most of the polishes in this release dried down fairly glossy. I had no issues with staining, and obviously removal will be very easy. And next up we have I'm Over Brew. This polish is described as a deep burgundy creme polish. I'm Over Brew had a really great formula. It did not feel overly thick or thin, and I had 0 application issues. Color wise, this is one that does not, I don't like it, to be honest. Like, it's a great polish, application's fine, and buttery smooth, all good things, but just the color does not really speak to me at all. Maybe I would like it more with like a topper or something, but color wise, this isn't really doing anything for me. I will have a comparison for this one up on my blog post with an Orly polish, by the way. I have comparisons over there. So nothing here will dry down textured, obviously. Removal very easy and no issues with staining. And now we have Matcha Maker. This polish is described as a light sage green creme polish. Matcha Maker had a really great formula. It was slightly on the thicker side of normal, but no application issues, and it did not feel overly thick at all to me. It applied buttery smooth and self-leveled like a dream. I found that in person, the color for this one is like a very light sage green. It has also just like a hint of like a duskiness to it. So having a pastel shade in a fall release I thought was very unique. I would not have expected it. I don't really like pastels, but I'm not mad at it being added. I think it looks really nice with all the other colors. I was also very impressed that this polish was not streaky at all. It was really, really great. So I think if you go in for one thick coat, this will be opaque in one coat. I showed it in 2 coats here. Obviously, no issues on removal, no problems with staining. And the final polish is called See Y'all Later Chai. This is described as a warm chai creme polish. See Y'all Later Chai had a fantastic formula. Again, buttery smooth application, slightly on the thicker side, self-levels really, really, really well. Like the last 2 polishes, this color is not really a color that I gravitate towards. It's not something that I would reach for. I don't hate it. It's a good polish. It's not a color that's for me personally. So this one is pretty opaque. Depending on your application, you could get away with just one thick coat for full opacity. I found if you go in for very, very thin coats, this one will seem pretty streaky. If you go in for what I personally consider a normal thickness of coat, it will not be streaky and it will apply really, really nicely. I use 2 coats for my photos, no issues with staining. So I thought the collection as a whole was really gorgeous. I thought the color story was really nice. I was pleasantly surprised at liking the light green polish. I don't really do pastels. I thought it was a nice choice for a fall collection though. My top pick from this release is going to be Tea Hibiscus as well as Me The Teal. Those 2, I really like those colors. The topper was really nice. I don't have anything exactly like it, so I say I don't feel bad buying it. Is Holo Taco worth it? I would say yes. I thought the quality was A+, packaging A+. I do think for this type of brand, You are paying for to a degree for the packaging, for that it's owned by Simply Nailogical, but I do think that it is worth it, especially since a lot of boutique brands are like $20 a bottle. I do like that this price point is reasonable as far as like the indie polish scale goes. How do I phrase this without being offensive? I also fully recognize that brands like Night Owl Lacquer, for example, they do a damn good creme polish, and their cremes are like $8 for 15 ml. So I fully recognize for my fellow indie lovers that we can buy a nice quality opaque creme polish at a cheaper, at a lower price point than Holo Taco. I get it, I know, but I still really like the polishes. I thought they were really great. I'm not mad at paying for them. I do want to say I have found that I've gone back to the website and wanted to pick other things up, but I am finding that other than for sales and like when they come in packaging like this, I am less inclined to buy them. I feel like when I get it in this type of box that I am more inclined to want to buy the whole collection, just because I feel like with this fancy pants box, I'm just getting more of a value than if I just bought the nail polishes. I think I might end up selling the box because I don't know if I'm going to keep it up there forever. I don't know what I'm doing with the box yet. I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of Holo Taco, of the polishes, of the packaging, of just like the whole presentation. The boxes that the polishes come in feel really high quality. They have a really nice like embossing on them, and they just feel really sturdy and nice. Like they're the kind of cardboard boxes that when you're holding them, you're like, wow, this feels really nice. I don't want to throw this out. Like it's that kind of quality, which I really appreciate. The bottles themselves also feel really high quality as well. I really like, they feel really nice. If you have ever purchased from ILNP, the bottles kind of feel and look similar to that brand's bottle. So my biggest complaint about Holo Taco is that I do not like their skinny brush. Their toppers, their top coat, and I think their non-creme polishes all come with a very skinny brush, which I really, really hated. I know that there are people who like skinny brushes. I am not one of those people. I can deal with it for toppers. I can deal with it for polishes. I can't deal with it for top coat. I like my top coat to go on in as few strokes as possible. And I find in order to do that with a skinnier brush, I have to really overload the brush. And it's just, it's not an experience that I enjoy. So I did swap out the top coat brush for one of the Glisten and Glow, or was it? I can't remember, it was either the Glisten and Glow or the KB Shimmer. One of those replacement brushes I swapped out the Holo Taco for. I'll have those linked down below. I do know Holo Taco does give the option to purchase the brush and the cap separately, but it's a little bit expensive. I recognize why it's expensive because like the cap is custom, so I get it, but I'm still not gonna pay for it. So there's that. Let me know what you guys think. I do have their holiday collection sitting on my desk. If you all would like me to swatch that as well, let me know. I would love to know what everyone thought of this release, what you think of Holo Taco. Everyone's opinions are on the brand, if they've tried it, if they like it. So I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye!